Reggie Ackles and Star Thomas back deep, and Karadzic on a windy day will have to re-tee.
Please reset the game clock.
Yep, he will need a holder. The windiest it's been really in a couple of months here in Las Cruces, here in late November. Officials ready, we're ready. Let's get this thing underway from Aggie Memorial Stadium one final time in 2023. Here it comes from Karadzic, and we are underway. This one is over the head of Reggie Ackles, and the Aggies will start on offense. And Danny, 31 points a week ago against Auburn. Now there is a flag because I think it snuck in front of that pylon. The Aggies might get the ball here at the 35 because the ball went out of bounds. Let's see.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball be placed at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that ball
First down.
went out of bounds just before the pylon, so the Aggies will start at the 35, and they were really good running the football a week ago, Danny, at Auburn.
They had a great game plan all around, right? So the game plan was take your time, be composed, run the ball. If you can run the ball, throw the ball, get Diego out of the pocket. We saw a lot of things take place in that game. That was a great win. I visited with Coach Beck, so we'll be talking about our visit with Coach Beck as this game progresses on. But last week, great game plan. This week, going to change it up a little bit and see what they have.
Diego Pavia making his 21st career start as an Aggie, the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week. Pistol back is Jamani Jones. Pavia pulls it, throws it out wide left to Cordell David, who Danny is coming off his best game of the season, 4 catches, 55 yards, and a TD a week ago.
We've been waiting for Cordell David to really catch fire, and last week he did. What a great time to come alive and score a touchdown and really help his team. Interesting plays starting out, too, as well. Certainly, as you and I talked about, Adam, the game plan for Jax State is going to be keep Diego in the pocket, because once he's out, anything can happen.
An 8-yard pickup for David. This is Stowers at quarterback. Pavia was at running back. Stowers is trying to navigate for a first down. He only picks up 1 yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. We haven't seen that very often this year. Pavia stayed in at running back behind Eli Stowers, the quarterback.
Yeah, going to try to mix it up a little bit, kind of a little trick play here. You're going to have Diego go one way, see if you can track everyone tracking him, but they saw the ball immediately and shut it down.
So it's 3rd and 1. The Aggies 41% on 3rd down this year. Pretty darn good. 2nd best in CUSA. In motion is Jonathan Brady. Pavia pulls it, and Pavia bulldozes for the first down. That'll move the chains. He is so effective lowering the shoulders, Danny, and running the football straight up the gut.
Yeah, I know he's been a little banged up, but he's as tough as they come right there, Diego. And, he reads well. As this year has gone on, I think his progression on what he sees defensively, he's very calm. He's very relaxed in the pocket. He saw everything moving there, saw an opening. He knew how much he had to get for the first down and just kept it and went for it.
As Danny mentioned, this is up-tempo versus slow-tempo. The Gamecocks offense works quickly. The Aggie offense works pretty slow. One of the slowest offenses in the country. In the Gamecocks defense, one of the best at sacking the quarterback in the country. That is Chris Hardy, his 20th career sack. He came screaming up right away, hovering over Pavia.
You can see right at the left of your screen where you have everyone out in formation. There's only 2 guys on the line of scrimmage there. They came from that side. They have as many tackles for losses as anyone, 81 this year so far. In that case, he got another one. They just came screaming off the edge. No one left to block him.
35th sack this year for Jax State. It's a loss of 6 on the play. That was Eli Stowers in motion. Quick toss to the right side to Trent Hudson. His 25th catch this year. And a flag comes in at the 45-yard line.
Trent Hudson, tackle made by number 14.
The referee today is Garrett Dickerson here with his Conference USA crew.
Yeah, so many. This is just a quick toss outside.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 14. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Just a quick toss outside, try to get as many yards as you can. They got a face mask in there, get some extra yardage in there. And I think last week we saw this too, where there's been a lot of penalties that extended the play, but it still sticks with them that says, hey, just stay in there. We like long, sustained drives at tempo, their tempo.
So the ball all the way down now to the 39 of Jacksonville State. The Gamecocks this year having a good year. 8-3, 6-1, just like the Aggies in CUSA. But they, of course, are ineligible for the conference championship game. RPO for Pavia. Home run ball downfield. He has Brady, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted. Brady had a step on Fred Perry, the safety, and it was underthrown just a tad.
It was a great pass, though, and a great pattern right there. Play action. He's going to stay in the pocket there, and he just sits back there. Good blocking up front. Nice blocking. You can see by the line there. And he just left that just a little bit short. Still a great ball, because if you miss it, you're going to be deep into the end zone.
Fred Perry, by the way, is one of 12 different Jacksonville State players with a pick this year. That is the most of any FBS program nationally. Stowers in motion here on 2nd down and 10. Handoff goes to Jones, trying to break a tackle, can't do so, and he is tackled aggressively by Curly Young Jr. A loss of 1 on the run for Jamani Jones.
You know, he comes in underneath the tackle right there, and we just couldn't get to him. If you can hold on to that left tackle. Now, we're going to do a little tempo right here, Adam. How about that?
We don't see this very often. And now Pavia will look to his sideline for the play call. Gavin Frakes, one of the backup quarterbacks, relaying the play call. It is 3rd down and 11. Empty backfield for Pavia. Throws it, caught by Bryce Childress. Inside the red zone, the St. Louis, Missouri native. A key catch on 3rd down.
Oh, Bryce, that was a great catch by Bryce right there. So you can see, look at the time he has in his pocket right there. We have 4 guys doing vertical. They're at vertical deep routes, and there wasn't enough guys to cover them. They're in zone, and Bryce just finds that little crease in there, and that was a nice pass by Diego.
All the way down to the 12, a gain of 28. Just the 7th catch this year for Childress. Redshirt junior. Running back once again is Jamani Jones. They give it to Jones. Lowers the shoulders in between the hashes. He wiggles his way down to the 9-yard line. Pickup of 3 for Jamani Jones.
Adam, you can start to see some of the cat and mouse that's going on here. In this case, they're up on the line of scrimmage. They're threatening blitz to Diego, see if that can affect his read a little bit, to see if they're going to say, hey, I'm coming, and see if he's going to pull it out of there and throw it or give it. And Diego is still staying calm in there. He's making a good read right to the last second. In that case, just gave the ball up and got some good positive yards.
2nd down and 7 for the Aggie offense. Jones off the left tip of Pavia, 4 out wide. Receivers stacked up both sides. Pavia has running room. Tackled from behind, just shy of the 5-yard line. He gets down to the 6. So he picks up 3 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and short coming up, 3rd and 4.
So in this case, you have a 2-by-2 formation. That means you have 2 receivers to your left and 2 receivers right, both of which were covered. There was nothing to do, but because everyone was so spread out with 4 receivers wide, it left an opening in there, and Diego just got some good yardage up front there. Good positive yards.
Line to gain is the 2-yard line, 3rd and 4. Just underway here at Aggie Memorial. Star Thomas in the game now at running back alongside Jamani Jones. Jones down near the 1st down marker. I don't know if he got it. He needed the 2-yard line.
It's going to be close.
Pavia signaling 1st down. It's going to depend on the spot, and I think he's going to be a half-yard short. So it's 4th and inches.
The old call 2 plays right away and just go.
Jones reaching, trying to get to the goal line. He is going to be just short, but he does get enough for the 1st down. Good second effort.
I like this whole strategy right here. That's where Coach Beck is in there. It's like, let's call 2 plays. Let's just go for it. Let's call 3 plays. We know exactly where we're going to run. Here's your 3rd one.
1st and goal from the 1. Plenty of space for Jamani Jones. The workhorse from Tulsa. His 9th career rushing score.
You know, Coach Beck has really been doing a great job with that strategy. In this case, this is a strategy that says we're going to go a little tempo and we're going to call 3 or 4 plays in a row. The first 2 are run, run, run. Second one, run as well, breaks to the outside, and I like that. They like that they have the confidence in that offensive lineup there to just push for those yards.
Point after from the senior Ethan Albertson here on Senior Day. He was honored pregame, and he puts it through. So the Aggies went for it. Probably an easy decision for Jerry Kill on 4th and inches. They went to Jamani Jones 3 consecutive times. His 3rd rushing touchdown this year, his 9th career. Aggies strike first.
In addition to the win at Auburn, New Mexico State was paid nearly $2 million by Auburn to play the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. Yeah, that's the kicker, Danny.
Yeah.
You get paid almost $2 million and you win by 21 in the SEC. That's awfully impressive.
That's very impressive. There was nothing else that you could do, right? You went, you got paid, you win, big game, and all of that's great. You know, how long can you do, what is it, like a 24-hour rule? Celebrate,
yeah.
Celebrate, celebrate, go to work, because coaches were hard at it, you know, very, very next day trying to figure out, well, what's it going to be for this Jax State team? Very tough team. Seems like you should be longer to celebrate that.
2 weeks ago, Jacksonville State almost upset South Carolina on the road. They're going to go with tempo often. This is Malik Jackson. There are a number of really good running backs for the Gamecocks, and they're going to go with tempo right here.
Yeah, this is their calling card right here.
Big hit up the middle from Keyshawn Elliott, spearing Malik Jackson. This is the 2nd fastest offense nationally as far as how long it takes to run a play. They're going to try to sneak it. A flag comes in. Zion Webb, the quarterback, he had the football. He never handed it off. But first we'll check on the flag.
Offside. Defense lined up in the neutral zone. Number 40, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's what their job is, right? So they're going to get up there as close as they can, and you can't cross the tip of the nose of the ball, and they got into that neutral zone and gave them that first down.
Webb, the quarterback, in his 7th year in the Jacksonville State program. He will fire on first down, caught by Quinton Lane, the transfer from Stetson, who did not have a catch a week ago in their win at La Tech. A number of Aggies meet him, including Reggie Ackles, a gain of 6 for Lane, and right back, ready to snap the football again. 3 out wide. They fake the pitch. There's Gabe Peterson to meet Webb, the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week.
You know, Gabe Peterson has just stepped up his game, and he's just been in the backfield playing hard. That whole defensive line has been doing great. So here they are with tempo. Get down there, do it again.
3rd and 9. Webb will heave, and that pass is incomplete. Ackles there in coverage, intended for Lane. And that'll bring up 4th down for Jacksonville State.
So they're looking like they may stay out there. I'm not sure what. I think they're certainly going to be gambling today quite a bit. This seems like a bad place to stay out there, and they're not. They're going to change. Well, here's the thing about tempo, Adam. When you go tempo, 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 that's great as long as you're moving the ball. If you go tempo, 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 and you get and you're 3 and out, that just means your defense has got to get back out there in a hurry, and they don't even get a chance to rest.
Yeah, it's 4th and 9 for Jacksonville State, so that would have been a big gamble. Punter is Jack Dawson. And back deep for the Aggies is Brady. Jonathan Brady backpedaling inside the 15. He will handle 3 Gamecocks right there. Brady nowhere to go, just gets past the 15. And the Aggies will have the football, looks like at the 17-yard line. Aggies lead 7-0. Big play for Gabe Peterson, young man from Kansas. CUSA Defensive Player of the Week. Aggie football when you come back. Diego Pavia, the quarterback. Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week. A lot of awards for the Aggies on Monday for Pavia and also for Peterson. Initially a bobble for Pavia. He has a man open. It's caught by Eli Stowers. Check that. Chris Bellamy. Bellamy inside the 40, inside Gamecocks territory. the senior from Dallas on senior day.
Yeah, great call, Adam, right there. He did. You know what? He does look like Eli out there when you get the ball. So he was broke open, crossing route all the way. It comes across there. I think it's that long stride, that easy-looking stride that they have, both him and Eli Stowers. But great blocking up front, great pass. Man, that's a great job moving the ball.
44-yard explosion for Bellamy on his 16th catch of the year. Brady in motion in the backfield. Stowers, the quarterback, he tucks it to Star Thomas, his first rush today. And Thomas gets 1 yard, maybe 1.5.
You know, Jackson State's going to come. They're coming on the edges. They're coming quick, and they're going to give them a hard read right away because they're not going to let the Aggies get out of the pocket. I think they've found that when the Aggies get outside, there's a lot of things that can happen. You get out there, you can run the ball, you can throw the ball, and they're going to try to keep them contained in the pocket.
Thomas still the running back. We saw a heavy dose of Mykylan Young down the stretch at Auburn a week ago. Coming off his best game as an Aggie. Thomas was also good a week ago. Pavia designed to run straight up the middle. Ankle tackle is made by Kaiwan McCray, the safety. And it's going to bring up third down for Pavia in the Aggie offense.
Yeah, so keep all day long. Here he is just going to fake in there like he's going to read someone. It was open all the way. Good thing the safety stepped up in there from the third level. Otherwise, Diego would have taken that to the house. Tough runner.
Third down, 5 yards to go. Line to gain is the 29 of Jacksonville State. Tight end is Tomas Whitford, one of 9 seniors honored pregame. 3 out wide, running back Thomas. Pavia, quick slants, caught. Jonathan Brady, and he has enough for a first down inside the 30, down to the 27. A gain of 7 for JB.
So everybody's up. Everyone's on the line of scrimmage. It's man coverage behind. But what he should do is throw it to where all the pressure is coming from. Linebackers are out there. They're blitzing, nothing left but a one-on-one. And Jonathan Brady does a great job of taking that little inside route. Great pass right there.
107 total yardage for NM State, only 11 for Jax State here in the first quarter. Aggies, per usual, using a lot of clock. Pavia fakes the handoff. He throws across the middle. Oh, Jonathan Brady was open, and it was just out of his reach. He was looking for a one-handed snag.
You know, last week, this week, even at Western Kentucky, we've seen Diego do things that's just really hard, and he's composed in there. Look at the composure. He gets 2 guys in there. He knows he has 1 guy across the middle, and he's just making it up that says, you know what, backyard football, I can wing this thing down there, huck it, chuck it, football, get it down there. Almost completed it.
So it's second down and 10 with under 4 left here in the first quarter. Brady having a big year. Team leader in catches and receiving yards. Running back is Star Thomas again. Ranti Avasue, the tight end. Pavia, RPO, quick slants, caught again. That is Donovan Faupel, the freshman from Corona, California, his 4th grab this year.
Oh, nice way to step up in there, get a little quick little slant in there. Here's what happens when you're out on an island. You're in man coverage, so as long as you're going to stay in man coverage, this slant across the middle, tougher pattern to cover because you got to get up in front of the guy, and if you get up in front of the guy, you leave everything behind you wide open, and if you don't get there, that's an easy pitch and catch just like that last play.
15-yard connection, first down and 10 from the 12. Pavia hands it off to Thomas, who slips and goes nowhere.
Number 4, Star Thomas on the carry.
Yeah, I like what Coach Beck is doing here, Adam, where he'll spread everyone out and make them commit. So he's going to say, you got to show me your hand before I decide which play I'm going to execute. So he probably has a couple in there that he can run from. And as long as they're spread out, if they're going to come with the blitz, maybe he's going to dump the ball out there. If they're going to stay wide, he'll come in there with some inside zone or some other run play in there.
So it's second down. No gain on the previous run for Thomas. Line of gain is the 2. Pavia looking left, it's caught, spinning into the end zone. Touchdown for Trent Hudson. His 8th of the season, the team leader. 13-0 Aggies.
And great pass right there to Trent Hudson, who has caught a ton of touchdowns. This is the old slant pattern we just talked about a minute ago. If you're going to stay out there and going to be in man, they're in man coverage. You can see that slant right there. And as long as that defender's behind him, he's got that easy pass, quick pass to him, gets the ball in there before it gets to the safety and gets in the end zone.
Point after from Ethan Albertson. He's 2 for 2 here today. What a start for NM State. Well, coming into the game, Hudson was the first Aggie with 7 touchdown catches in a season since the former NFL wide receiver Jaleel Scott. This is his 8th. 14 zip Aggies.
So, too, you get out there, you put 2 scores on the board quickly, you move the ball easily down the field twice. Now, can you sustain that? Because Coach Rodriguez on the other side, very good coach. He's going to make the adjustments, but you got to get back here and defense has got to stand up. And this is the second time to touch the ball. So let's see how this up-tempo plays out.
Through the end zone off the right foot of Ethan Albertson. And now the Aggie defense back to work. Jacksonville State offensively coming off a Conference USA record-setting day running the football a week ago. 522 rushing yards last week, a new Conference USA record. I mean, Danny, if you have 522 total yards, that's impressive. How about 522 on the ground alone?
I mean, and you have 3 guys rushing for more than 100 yards. That's one heck of a day right there.
Quarterback is Zion Webb. Webb will fake the toss. Nowhere to go. Jordan Vincent will finish him off. Gain of 1 for Webb. A number of different quarterbacks have been used this year for Jacksonville State, including Logan Smothers, who was the starter early on in the year. Quick tempo again. Webb will toss on second down. He has his tight end. Good snag by the 250-pound Sean Brown, his 18th catch this year into Aggie territory.
Well, you ended up in man coverage out there, and you have Keyshawn that's out there on him, and he just got an edge on him, made a great pass. Keyshawn brought him down right away, but they got the first.
Quick throw near side, caught by Perry Carter, team leader in catches and receiving yards, and he is shoved out of bounds inside the 40.
So this quick tempo makes it hard because you have your defense, and the Aggies like to sub in and out a lot on defense. In this case with the up tempo, you don't. The strategy is keep the defense out there, make them tired, and they'll spread you out. They'll throw the ball wide and run it up front.
Gain of 11 for Carter. Now the handoff goes to Carter, the wide receiver running right. Pushed out of bounds by Keyshawn Elliott around the 30. Gain of 6 on the run for Carter. So second down coming up. 4 yards to go. Tight end is Brown once again. Jet sweep handoff to Jackson.
Wow.
Ankle tackle made. That is Keyshawn Elliott. Another tackle for loss, his 8th this year.
Yeah, that's a great job. Keyshawn going downhill. That's what they teach the linebackers. You see the happening. You see the gap. Take the tackle downhill. He does. He pulls both feet in. Nothing he could do but fall.
3rd and 6. Lost of 2. Webb back to throw. Throws right. Caught by Brown right at the marker. Let's see where they mark it. And I think he might be a half-yard shy.
He is, and there's also a penalty on the play.
That's in the offensive backfield.
Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
That's our Georgia transfer left guard Clay Webb.
You can
Play down.
Adam, you can certainly hear the wind that's blowing down there. It's blowing pretty hard down on the field there. And but that was great defense to stand right there. Got a holding penalty. He's going to push him back and going to do it again.
3rd down and 16. Webb is taken down again. The Aggie defensive line has been oh so good. Gabe Peterson was in there.
That defense has been doing a great job in there. You come in and you have 3 guys in there. You see them coming from the ends right there. And then a little movement, a little twist up front there. 3 guys to the ball. Great job right there.
And that will end the first quarter. Well, last week, Peterson with a team-high 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. He was named CUSA Defensive Player of the Week. Gamecocks will have to punt when we come back. Initially, they put it at the 20, then they put it at the 1. Jerry Kill still trying to figure out why the change, and this is a big change, of course, because now Diego Pavia is standing inside his own end zone. So now the offensive line will have to do their job. Ron Tiavasue lined up at fullback. Running back is Jamani Jones off Pavia's right hip. Only 2 wide receivers. Pavia hands it off to Jones, and that is a big-time run, Danny.
That was huge.
Just past the 5-yard line up to the 5.5.
Because this is certainly a game-changing momentum time where you want to be able to say, let's just bring everyone. Let's just bring the house, pin him in the backfield, get a safety. So to get out of there and get good positive yards on a first down carry, that's even better.
And this is a defense and a defensive line for Jacksonville State that gets to the quarterback a lot and also generates a lot of tackles for loss. 2nd down and 5 for the Aggie offense. More breathing room for Pavia. Just outside the end zone here. They go right back to Jones, trying to drag a tackler. Gets up to the 8-yard line, picks up 2. 3rd and short.
Those are two tough yards right in there to get, and it's still important because you end up in a 3rd and short situation, so there's a lot that can go on here. Got an Aggie that's down. But when you get to a 3rd and short here, this is a run. This is you have a lot of things inside zone. You can pull the ball, quick throws. A lot is really open to you at 3rd and short.
Player down for the Aggies is Cedric Claiborne, redshirt junior out of Houston, right tackle. It was Jones who ran into him, right?
Yeah.
Slight limp for Claiborne, but able to get off on his own. The Aggies have been a little beaten up at right tackle this year. Jacob Golden has also battled injuries, the transfer from Boise State. So now it's going to be Louis Canepa who comes in at right tackle. Canepa's played a lot of right guard this year, Napa, California native, alongside the senior Isaiah Mercelot at right guard. Third and 3. And now the play clock reads 0. Did the Aggies get a timeout? No.
Offense, number 10. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Remains 3rd down.
So a lot of confusion. Pavia was taking his time. The Aggies never got a timeout, and now they get whistled for a delay of game. What happened there, Danny?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Clearly ran out of time, but it didn't seem like he knew that how much time was left because it was taking his time, and maybe he just couldn't see the clock. He wasn't sure, but that kind of hurt him a bit.
And now Pavia back in his own end zone. Line to gain is the 12 for Pavia. Quick throw, has a man caught for a first down. That's Trent Hudson once again. And the touchdown catch earlier, one of the best targets for Pavia this year.
Look how calm and collect that Diego is in the pocket there. And part of that is he's got good line protection up front there. The other part is Diego, just the confidence that he's gained through the year. And he sits there and they get in a one-on-one situation. We have some very good receivers and he could just pick and choose and just pop the ball out there. Get that easy first down toss.
13-yard hookup. 9th Aggie first down, only 3 for the Gamecocks so far. Aggies put a man in motion. That was Hudson, front side pressure. Pavia hit as he throws, and he completes it. Jonathan Brady past the 30. He is wrestled out of bounds. The Aggies sideline wants a late hit call as Brady was wrestled down out of bounds. Another good connection, this one to Brady for 14.
So let's watch Diego. Let's see how much pressure he gets. It's a play action, and so you see him coming off the edge right at the top of your screen there. He takes a big pop, but he still throws the ball out there. He knows exactly where his receiver's going to be before he takes the turn, and the receiver's right there, ball's right there, gets the first down.
Pavia rolling right, now maneuvering left, looks for a block, makes something out of nothing. He does that so well, and he does that so often.
You know, as you and I were talking about before the game, it's, you know, what do you do when you're Jax State and you're coming in here? And I think we talked about, well, for sure, what you want to do is not let Diego out of the pocket or let him run around, because this is what happens. He is very good at this right here. It's scramble drill. He's running around. Receivers are trying to get open. Backers are not knowing if they're going to come up, stay back, and he's able to turn that thing into some good positive yards.
That's a 7-yard run for Pavia. Could have been a loss in the play. Player down is D-tackle Jackson Luttrell. 5th year in the program, senior out of Rainbow City, Alabama. 2nd and 3 for the Aggie offense when we come back. On 2nd and 3, this is Monte Watkins, who did not play a week ago. A flag comes in near the 40. Good to have Watkins back. He was injured 2 weeks ago against WKU.
Yeah, I think Coach Beck, the offensive coordinator, saw something in there, and he wanted him to get out there, set up in this pistol formation, and just power in off the left tackle there where Monty was running, and may have been in the hold area. So let's see what they call.
Holding. Defense. Wow. Number 57.
There we go.
10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's our nose guard, Jeff Marks, a transfer from Purdue. He's from Mobile, Alabama.
You know, that's a great job right there by Coach Beck. You know, I talked to him earlier, Adam, and we talked a lot about strategy and tactics. And so I want to share bits and pieces of that as we move along. But the comprehension of the players with these strategies and tactics, I was really enthralled with what he had to say about whether players get it or not.
Empty backfield, 5 out wide on 1st and 10. Just past midfield. That was Stowers in motion. Screen pass to Hudson. Good block there by Stowers. What doesn't Eli Stowers do? There's 2 flags coming in right at the line of scrimmage around the 50. This one's getting chippy now here early on in quarter 2.
You know, when I was talking to Coach Beck as they're discussing the penalties here, I said, well, how hard is it to motivate your players coming off a huge win like Auburn? You know, isn't that tough to say, hey, look, this is an important game? It's like, okay, Coach, you said that last week, but it's Jax State. It was Auburn before. Now we have this. How hard was it? And he said, you know, some of these guys are so competitive, Diego in particular. It said it didn't take much for him to stand him up to say, you know, hey, here's what they think of you. Here's what I think of you. Here's what, you know, I don't know that they believe in you.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense, number 68 and 67. 15-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's a tough one right there. But to finish that thought there, he said, you know, Diego being as competitive he is from a wrestler and from all the rest of the things that he's done through his career, he said it took nothing. After that, he was ready to go. It's like, let's get going. So it was great that he was able to motivate him and get him going.
That's a 15-yard penalty. They did give 2 numbers that the Aggies don't have. One of the guys was Shias Pete. That was not a number they gave, though. Now it's 1st and long, 1st and 25 for the Aggie offense. Watkins stays in it, running back. Good to have him back. They're going to give it to him. He is tripped up, I think, by one of his offensive linemen. Every time he touches it, Danny, you feel like he's going to break it for a touchdown.
And I think so. I think we believe that he should be able to break it, too. Every time he touches it, it's like, oh, he's gone. Oh, there's a shoelace tackle right there. He is a very fast guy who has shown that he has good lateral speed as well. And if he just steps around that, he's gone because there's not much left. I think there's one other guy in front of him. He can break it, and it's nice to have guys like that in the backfield.
Line again is the Gamecock 38. The Aggies have a long way to go. Pavia on 2nd down, trying to get some of those yards back. Completes the pass to Eli Stowers for a couple. Stowers 2nd on the team in catches this year, and he hasn't been a wide receiver very long. His 30th catch, QB, wide receiver, and a tight end, a jack of all trades.
You know, with Eli out there, the thing about him is that he can receive, he can throw the ball. He's a backup quarterback. He can run the ball. So, you know, there's always a threat that if he lines up out there at a receiver, he can back up, throw him the ball, and he can throw it downfield as well. So he is a multi-threat type of player.
Aggies 4 for 5 on 3rd down, but they haven't had a 3rd down like this. That shot block penalty huge during this drive. Poor snap. Pavia handles, though. Pavia will throw. And the pass is caught by Jordan Parker. Couldn't tell if he came up with it or not. Parker shy of the yardage needed, but now the Aggies may think about going for it.
This is an incredible catch right here. So they're playing like a prevent, so everyone's back. They only have 3 guys rushing. There could be 4 there, but 3, and everyone is back. So you can count the defenders back there, and he throws the ball, and he goes down, and he gets it, it looks like.
He gets 15. 4th and 3. The Aggies rolled the dice a week ago. They were 2 for 2 on 4th down. They lead Conference USA in 4th down conversion percentage. 4th and 3 from the 41. The offense stays on the field. Pavia throws, low throw. Did it skip? Either way, it's going to be a turnover on downs. It was a low throw to Donovan Faupel. They call it a catch. I think it might have touched the ground, though. The Aggies turn it over on downs.
Yeah, even if it didn't touch the ground, or if he wasn't down right there wasn't much he could do. They were back in there, and he had to get 3 yards. I applaud Coach for saying, look, it's 4th down. I have confidence in the defense. So far, they've done really well in standing up. Let's go for it. Let's see if we can't push it in there. We couldn't complete it, but now it's up to the defense. Saw Coach Dryling immediately get out there with his defensive guys saying, here we go, guys. Let's go. Stand up.
The previous play is under review.
Well, they're going to check it just to see where to put the football. Either way, it is not a first down, of course, but they will review this to see if the ball's at the 40 or if it's going to stay at the 41 because of an incomplete pass. The call on the field is complete. And now the officials and the referee, Garrett Dickerson, will check it out. So it doesn't change much.
It doesn't. And
but
I think
they have to look at it.
Part of what that play is all about is to get the ball out there as fast as you can. The most important block with a quick toss like that is the other receiver that's out there. In that case, it was Bryce Schillis who had that block. Didn't get to the block fast enough, and the player was able to get in there and break it up. You can see it right here. We just kind of missed that block at the top of your screen right there, and it kind of blows up the play. Maybe he gets the first down. He has a better shot at it if he does.
Yeah, the naked eye, I thought for sure it touched the ground. Hard to tell, though. If it did touch the ground, Donovan Faupel sold it pretty well. How about this coaching matchup today, Danny, with Jerry Kill on the Aggie sidelines and then Rich Rodriguez on the sidelines for Jacksonville State. These are 2 very established veteran coaches that have coached at the Power 5 level before, now having big-time success at their Group of 5 programs.
After review, it was a completed catch, but the receiver's knee was down at the 41-yard line. Turnover on downs. First down, Jax State.
So once again, doesn't change much, but I don't think many people thought a couple of years ago we would see a Rich Rod, Jerry Kill matchup here in Las Cruces on November 25th, 2023.
Yeah, and think about all of the games that they've coached in. There's so much to pull from a historical standpoint on strategy and tactics, from a lot of things to choose from. Both doing very good job at both their programs.
Only 48 yards of offense for Jacksonville State. Carter the catch, a lot of open space. Carter wrestled out of bounds inside the 20. Carter was wide open.
Here's the tempo. This is part of the tempo, is that you don't get set, and if you're not set, you have a miscue. That was a miscue. Someone should have been out there on that, and we just didn't stay with them and left them wide open.
39-yard connection. Vincent can't get to him. Tackle is broken by Ron Wiggins, the running back, who picks up a couple. Wiggins, a redshirt junior from Jacksonville, Alabama, where JSU is located. 2nd down and 8. Empty backfield for the 7th-year Gamecock, Zion Webb. Fakes the run. Now he's going to throw. Incomplete. Had a man just out of the reach of his intended receiver, redshirt junior P.J. Wells.
Yeah, Jordan Vincent was out there, and I thought maybe for a minute there he'd jump in the middle of that thing. I don't know if he was thinking about stepping into it. A lot of people in the zone there. He found a little crease in that zone and pumped it in there. That was a close one right there.
3rd down from the 20. Webb throws it underneath. Catch is made, but nowhere near the first down yardage. Wells the target. He made the catch. And now the Gamecocks will have to settle for a field goal after a 3-yard pickup.
Just a quick toss out there, just trying to get everyone set up on that speed, little up tempo, and trying to break him open, and just left them short.
34-yarder from Karadzic, and it's good. Alan Karadzic, junior out of Chattanooga, his 7th straight made field goal after starting the year 5 for 10. So the Gamecocks get on the scoreboard. Still all Aggies early on, 14-3 early on in quarter 2. Has been really inventive. It's been something that's been fun to watch since day one, since Tim Beck got here, Danny.
Yeah, I think he's really had grown his play calling sheet. And I asked him about the number of players that he gets in there, too. It's like, hey, nice way to get all these running backs in there. You have 4 great running backs. You got to get them all in. He says, you know, I leave that to Coach Langford. I'm calling plays. I'm coming up with strategies and tactics. He's subbing the guys other than the specific plays we may have called with personnel in there. Other than that's up to him. So Young got in at the end of the game last week. Coach Langford and all the rest of the staff does a really great job. And leaving Beck go, call plays. That's your job. Call the plays. Great strategies and tactics, and I love talking to him about that.
Speaking of Mykylin Young, he's the running back to start this Aggie possession. The Aggies go with tempo, and the officials weren't ready.
There's no substitution process.
Jerry Kill not happy with the officials. He wanted to go with tempo. He wants to do what Jacksonville State wants to do, and the officials were not set and ready to go. So the play was blown dead, and we'll restart here on 1st and 10. You have to wonder, too, if Jerry Kill feels like if you go with tempo, you're going to catch the Gamecocks off guard, because this is not what the Aggies normally do.
Right.
Stretch handoff to the aforementioned Mykylin Young, running room down the near sideline, near midfield. The redshirt freshman from Midland exploding late in the year. Late flag comes in as well.
Yeah, you know that, and that's what we talked about. We talked about getting all these players in there, and he says, yeah, he gets in there. And the last week he scored that last touchdown. He had a little talk with Diego right before he handed the ball off and said, you are one of the hardest working guys.
Foul. Late hit, 29. The defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
He's talking about Young being one of the hardest working guys, and he said, yeah, I'd love handing the ball off to you. He gets a touchdown in there. Very tough. I think the running back core is in good hands going forward, Adam.
God, there's so many options right now, too, for Tim Beck. I mean, Monte Watkins was not available a week ago, and not a lot of people talked about it because the Aggies still ran the football effectively against Auburn. Jamani Jones has had a good day today. Star Thomas having a good year, and now Mykylin Young gets some action and responds accordingly. They'll hand it off to Young again. Mykylin Young down near the red zone. Feed him the football, Danny.
All day long. Part of that is you get those big hosses up front there to really blow it wide open in there. So let's see what happens there. You see everyone pushing everyone down, kind of put a one block to the outside back up, creating this big gap in there. And if you get someone fast and if you get an aggressive defense, you get to that second or third level very quickly.
14-yard explosion. He ran for 52 yards and a score on just 6 carries at Auburn a week ago. And down the stretch, he was the featured running back in Tim Beck's offense. Young loses the football. Jacksonville State thinks they have it. And right as we praise the young man, he couldn't hang on to the rock. Jacksonville State forces a turnover.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there because you're moving the ball in there. Let's see what happens. You get penetration off the line, so that kind of got into his midsection before he really had secured the ball all the way, and I think that caused the ball to just kind of pop out of there. First turnover, we haven't had many of those, and I know that Coach Kill is very big on, hey, look, don't turn the ball over, take care of the football, and things will work out. Well, so here's our first turnover. Let's see if the defense can stand up and stop them and get the ball back to the offense.
It was nose guard Jeff Marks who poked the football away from Mykylin Young. The Aggies were 6-0 this year when the offense commits 0 turnovers. They commit one here late in the first half. Now the football comes loose out of the hands of Anwar Lewis, but it did sure seem like he was down. The Aggie fans
ruling on the field
think
as the
otherwise.
runner was down by contact. First down, Jax State.
Yeah, 11-yard run there for Lewis.
Yeah, that's a big run right there, and here's the up-tempo. They're going to try to get the Aggies on their heels.
Lewis again. Gets past the 40 up to the 41. He picks up 4.
Not sure how he squeezed through that little break there. There was a great defensive push up front. He still managed to get over top of that and pick up good 3 or 4 yards.
Webb, the quarterback, puts it in the air, has a man. What a catch by Perry Carter. Had to angle his body in midair. He's having a great first half. The redshirt senior out of Houston.
In that case, we're gambling on a blitz. We're blitzing him, leaves everyone in man coverage behind there, and he just throws up a good ball and just great catch too.
38-yard connection. Handoff right back to Lewis. Under 5 left here in the first half. Big first half for Carter. That's his 4th catch.
Yeah, that was a great pass too. Lots of time, had pressure in his face, and he was still able to sit in that pocket and make a beautiful pass.
Gain of 4 in the previous carry. The Aggies get a chance to sub here, which will slow down Jacksonville State. Ball is at the 17. This time Webb will keep it. The Aggies were not fooled. 2 Aggies right there, Nikhil Webb-Walker and Sone Alpiu, the linebacker.
You know, that defensive line and linebacker core have been really solid in there. They're really tough, and they've grown, and they're very mature in their gap control. So don't be fooled. You still have gap responsibility. Looks like the world is running away from you. You have to sit tight and know that you have your gap that they can run back into. That's what they did that last play, and we were sitting waiting.
3rd down and 7. Webb 6 for 8 passing. Back to throw on 3rd down, incomplete. Had a wide receiver streaking across the middle, could not connect with Cam Vaughn. So now the Gamecocks will have to kick a field goal for the 2nd straight possession. The Aggie defense able to stand tall. This one from 36 for Karadzic. Field goal is up, and the kick is no good. Karadzic missed. Well, he had made 7 in a row after his make earlier. His 6th miss of the year. The Aggie defense makes the stop, 14-3. Ball back to the Aggies when we come back. Handoff on the jet sweep to Monte Watkins. Watkins bulldozes past the 25 up to the 25.5. He gets 6.
So there's Monte Watkins. We know he can turn it on out there, and so he gets that corner. He's off to the races. They're going to wrap him up, keep him short in there, but good positive yardage. Great running back corral. Not sure who you go to, and it's you put one on the carpet last time. Let's see if they mix it up a little bit more, and let's see if Young can get back in there as well, because you got to give him the ball after you put it on there.
Yep.
Get him confidence.
Running back here is Homer, Louisiana native Star Thomas. Pavia will be the ball carrier as he rumbles for the first down up near the 35. They'll mark him at the 33. Gain of 8 for Diego Pavia.
Watch how fast he sees everything that's out there. It's like, no, I'm not seeing it. There's nothing there. But look at the hole that's here, and he pulls that thing down and takes it up in the middle really fast. God, he's done a great job.
Yeah, good first half here for Pavia. 13 for 15 through the air for 167 and a touchdown. It's a windy day. The wind is at 17 miles per hour. A little chilly as well in the low 60s at 61, but feels like it's in the 50s with the wind, the breeze. Hand it off to Thomas, nowhere to go. That D-line is big, isn't it, Danny? They're awfully good.
Their D-line is very big, and they've had some very big stats coming into this. This is not a team that's been trying to struggle, because they're not. They're very, very secure on that defensive side of the ball. Offensive as well. In fact, that South Carolina game that you alluded to in the opening here when we began, they should have won that game. They had that game in the bag until the last couple minutes there. This is a very strong team, both offensively and defensively on that line for Jax State.
Thomas still the running back, 4 out wide on second down. Pavia whistles a pass, high throw, caught initially by Hudson, and then he was leveled and lost the football. Just could not hang on, and he's a little
He got a little banged up
as
there.
He goes off.
Yeah, there's the one thing. Here's the one thing that you never want the quarterback to do is to lay the ball high across the middle in front of a free safety. In this case, he did. He got it up there, and he hits him right in the rib section area. Makes it very tough to hang on to the football.
That was nickelback Larry Worth with the big hit. Jacksonville, Florida native, a sophomore. So it's 3rd and 9. The Aggies 4 for 6 on 3rd down. Jacksonville State has not converted on 3rd down in the offense in the first half. Empty backfield for Pavia. Has to spin away from a defender. It's a big block. Pavia running for it now. Did he get to the first down marker? Looks like he did. Right at it. How about that? Knowing where he is on the football field, that is going to move the chains. Well done.
That's incredible. And the other thing is he had some guys downfield that were just breaking open, but part of this is Diego keeping the play alive with his feet at the very top. You can't really see it in the screen, but Eli Stowers is wide open, standing in the middle of the field. But he's get the first down. Let's go on and play.
1st and 10 for Pavia. Heavy rush again. Escapes. Pavia. How about he tucks it and he runs again past the 50. Inside JSU territory. Pavia gets 7.
I'm certain they're going to talk about this come halftime, because the one thing that you don't want to do is let Diego out of the pocket, because he can make so many things happen. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball down the field, threw the ball on the run.
New Mexico State
really
has called
good.
their first time out of the half. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 4 seconds.
The Aggies will use their first timeout. 2 left now for Jerry Kill's squad. Just over a minute left.
You know, and I was talking to Coach Beck about strategy and tactics, and I love doing that stuff. And so I said, how do you know if you're putting in too much? How do you know what's enough to put in? And are they grasping what your strategy is? And he says, you know, early on in the week of Tuesday, I think he said, I get all 6 quarterbacks in the room. I make them diagram all the plays up there, and that lets me know where I am in there. If they're really having a hard time trying to really get all the plays diagrammed as the strategy calls out, he says, maybe I put in too much and I got to back off. But he can see the ones that are having a hard time and some that are really getting it, because those are the ones that are really going to be playing again. And Diego's one of the guys that gets it. He understands the strategies with some of the plays.
Jerry Kill has called Eli Stowers one of the smartest football players he's ever coached, and Jerry's coached a lot of good ones over the years. 2nd down and long 2. That was Cordell David in motion. Pavia on 2nd and 2. Wide open across the middle is Star Thomas. Had a receiving touchdown a week ago. Thomas with the first down catch. He is pushed out of bounds by Colby Fuqua. Gain of 4. He only needed 2.
You know, Star Thomas, he's as good of runner as he is. He's also a good receiver as well. Here's his check down. I'm going to get it out to Star. Star knows where he needs to get to the first down and gets the first down easily.
Now we go back to the old rules here in the final 2 minutes of a half. 17 first downs for the Aggies in this first half, only a half dozen for JSU. That was Stowers in motion. Pavia has a man wide open, P.J. Johnson, but P.J. turned around a little too late.
He did, and I think that Diego had to get rid of the ball. They was hot. They were coming in. You can see him coming right there, right off the left of your screen, and he has to release the ball whether he's ready or not. He threw the ball out there, and it just jumped on the receiver too fast, but he couldn't hold it any longer, or he would take a sack.
Only 2 catches this year for the Lake Charles, Louisiana native Johnson, but loads of potential. Bright future, only a redshirt sophomore. He goes off. 2nd down and 10 now for the Aggie offense. Trying to score late in the first half, already ahead by 11. Pavia on the roll. Sideline catch. Good grab made by Donovan Faupel, the freshman's 2nd catch in half 1.
You know, where did Donovan come from? All of a sudden he pops up on the screen. He's had a couple of 3 or 4 games where he's had some great catches. That's one he was tiptoeing on the sidelines saying, it's me, I'm open. He sees him after he rolls out of the pocket. He gets that catch in, gets his feet in bounds, takes a little pop, but hangs on.
Gain of 8, 3rd and 2. With only 45 seconds left here in the first half. Running back Thomas. Pavia looking left, looking to right, changing the play call. They'll give it to Thomas. Angles left, breaks the tackle. Down the near hash, a first down for Starr inside the 25.
So he options into a give play, and they're going to go a little tempo. I like this idea too.
12-yard scamper for Starr Thomas. Quick toss by Pavia. Good catch in heavy traffic by the redshirt senior tight end Tomas Whitford here on senior day.
Tomas gets in the action in there. Quick toss out there. There's no one over top of him, so he just brings him over the middle and dumps the ball. Going to take a timeout. Think about it. That's a great timeout right here.
New Mexico State has called their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
All right, so one timeout left for Jerry Kill. That is career catch number 41 for Tomas Whitford. The Aggies honor their seniors before the game, Danny. There's 9 of them, which means a lot of guys are coming back next year. That is a very small senior class when you only have 9 guys.
Yeah, we had to go through them before the game. I thought there'd be more, and it's like, wait a minute, there's like 9. You're right. So reloading for next year, I think that's great. But the 9 that are leaving, fantastic that they've had such a great opportunity to have this season in front of them. Look at Starr Thomas stepping over that tackle right there, picking his feet up. Just a phenomenal runner.
What a magical season this has been for New Mexico State as they look for their 10th win of the season, also looking for their 8th win in a row. A lot of folks are calling this one of the best seasons in program history. It's been a while since Aggie football has had this kind of a run. And they're trying to punch it in ahead 14-3 with only 24 seconds left. All right, the ball is at the 16. Thomas, the running back. Receivers stacked up either side. We saw this look earlier. Pavia with some time to throw. Throws it to his running back, Thomas again. Thomas down to the 10-yard line, and that'll move the chains once again.
It's great. It's a great call down right there. We got Tomas is sitting right there. He's a big target up front there. Going tempo. I like the call.
Pavia jump ball far side. He was looking for Cordell David. And Danny, I think he put too much heat on that one.
He had just a little bit too much chili on that there, but at 6'3", Cordell can leap and get up there, but he did lead him just a little bit more. But that's okay, because if you do miss that, you want to miss it over the top. You want to miss it, beyond into the sidelines, because you don't want to leave it short, because that ruins your drive and ruins your chances of points.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 9.5-yard line. You get greedy here. You want 6. Try to extend this 11-point advantage. Under 10 seconds left. One timeout to play with. Pavia trying to escape. Needs to get rid of it. Throws it away. Well, you really can't take a sack there. You still have one timeout left,
right,
but the clock was winding. And now I think Jerry Kill's just going to say, let's kick. We have 3 seconds left. You really don't have time for a play towards the end zone.
So let's see what happens in here. They're going to bring pressure to Diego. They're not going to say, you stand back there all day long anymore. And so when they do, there's just nothing he could do with the ball.
Number 84, Ethan Albertson, on to attempt a 27-yard.
This one from 27 for redshirt senior Ethan Albertson. What a career he has had here. He has made 4 straight field goals and 6 of his previous 7.
Jax State has called their first time out of the 30 seconds.
And Rich Rodriguez, the second-year Gamecocks head coach, will try to ice the kicker. As they always say, Danny, you can't take those timeouts into halftime with you.
Yeah, there's no use keeping them. There's nothing you can do with them. So might as well take them and make them think about it a little bit. This was a good drive right here. I know that we would like to end up with 7, but you're going to take 3 anyway. They're moving the ball well. They're doing good offensively. They have a lot of good consistency with their plays, and so it's a good drive to end with, for sure.
Ethan Albertson from 27. He is 44 for 55 in his Aggie career. One of the best kickers in program history. And the kick is right through the middle. Good to see him have success here on senior day. And that's how we're going to finish the first half of football. A half that was pretty much dominated by Jerry Kill's squad. first ever meeting between the Aggies and the Gamecocks, 17-3. The new Senda Credit Union halftime show comes your way next. 246 per game. They are well below that pace as Ethan Albertson boots it through the end zone. Gamecocks will have the football to start half two. Aggies ahead by 14. We said, though, at halftime, Danny, it felt like it could have been more here on a breezy Saturday, 60 degrees. Yep. But you still lead by 14 against a very good team.
And you still have the momentum. Now they get the ball first. Coming out in the third quarter, you get to see the changes that have been made by Coach Rodriguez's staff over there. Good coaching staff, so they're going to make the adjustments and certainly try to do something and make this thing very competitive.
Zion Webb had a pretty good first half throwing the football, 120 through the air, and here's a nice run with a flag coming in on the first play from scrimmage in half two. Malik Jackson, the running back, redshirt senior from Lufkin, Texas.
And I think they got a blocking in the back there, and you'll see it right in the middle of the screen there as they come around on a little reverse action in there, hand the ball off. Aggie defender stepped in there and just got blocked in the back there. You can see it right here in the middle of your screen right there, and that's where the penalty came in.
Referee today, Garrett Dickerson.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense, number 14. Penalty then forced half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Remains first down.
That's our Perry Carter, 3 catches, 86 yards in the first half. He had a very good first half, but that's a big penalty.
Yeah, so I think that kind of starts to show. Let's see what's in their pocket for coming out here. It's going to be try to get the Aggies in the bad location, a bad spot.
Right back to Jackson. Speared right away. Vincent there, but the first man to meet him was Mekhi Miller, who's playing very well down the stretch this year.
Yeah, Mekhi's doing a great job there. I think what Jackson State, what they're trying to do is really spread the Aggies out and see what they got.
Gain of 3 for Jackson. Webb back to the air. He throws it behind Carter. He had him open, just couldn't connect.
I think there was a tip ball in the middle there. He was wide open. If it wasn't for that tip ball, he would have had that little slant coming across the middle there. But right in the middle, you see a linebacker jump up right there, tip it, and it just kind of got it off this trajectory, and he couldn't bring it down.
The Aggies are forcing the Gamecocks to throw the football today. This is not their game. Their game is running the football. RPO for Webb. Escapes one man, can't escape the second. How about Isaiah Reed on senior day?
Isaiah Reed just steps up in there and pulls off his block. He was getting blocked initially. He stayed with it. They didn't bring him down. He didn't give up on the ball at all. He's coming across here. He misses one right there, but not the second one. The relentless rush by that defensive line up front by the Aggies is just fantastic. That's a great job right there by Isaiah Reed.
Nobody loves being an Aggie more than Isaiah Reed, a transfer from Murray State. He's from Kentucky, Elizabethtown. And that is his 8th sack in 2 years in the program. And now Jack Dawson will have to punt from the end zone. And the Aggie sideline was trying to tell the official the play clock was at 0.
Delay a game. Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
That makes it even tougher because you're really pushing that line back in there to the punter that's already on the back of the end zone. His heels are already at the very tip of the end zone.
This is a big snap here for the long snapper, Colin Westfelt. And as Danny said, there's Dawson back of the end zone. Need to be careful for a safety. He does get it away. Jonathan Brady backpedaling near the 50. Brady changing directions inside Gamecock territory, sidesteps out of bounds around the 35. But a flag comes in again at the 40, and this has happened so often on good returns this year for Jonathan Brady.
Yeah, I think that one's coming back.
Reggie Akels might be the guilty party. He was hovering around the 45, not happy with himself, it seemed like. Let's see here from Garrett Dickerson. First ever matchup here between the Aggies and the Gamecocks. It's going to be Aggie football, but where will the football be?
Well, they sure are huddling there and discussing a lot.
Jonathan Brady this year has 2 punt return touchdowns called back because of holding penalties during the course of the year. So we really should have 2 punt return touchdowns, but both were called back. Here's the call.
There are 2 fouls on the play by the receiving team. Block in the back, number 2. That penalty is declined. Also holding receiving team, number 8. That penalty being forced 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down, New Mexico State.
Yeah, that's too bad there because that put them in really good field position because it had them pinned so deep that they were able to really not flip the field like the punter is supposed to do. That the whole objective is bring them in, have them flip the field so you're the other way. Now we have to bring it back. Still good field position at midfield.
And if you're Jonathan Brady, all you can do is smile about
Yeah.
it. As you see Brady right there, the young man out of Vegas. Just loves playing football, has a great family of support behind him. Can almost guarantee his family is here today. They're everywhere each week when JB plays football. So the ball is at the 36 instead of inside Gamecock territory. Tiavasue lined up at fullback. He's the lead blocker here for Jamani Jones, who finds a hole and shimmies up to the 45-yard line, a gain of 9 for Jamani.
That lead block by Tiavasue is just fantastic in there, and you can kind of see it right to your left of your screen there. He pushes out the end and allows that big opening in there to have Amonte just kind of step in there and get good yardage.
He, along with Tomas Whitford, they will be very hard to replace in the offseason. Those 2 guys are going to graduate, so the Aggies will have to find some more tight ends during the offseason. 3 out wide. Tight end now is the aforementioned Tomas Whitford. And there's nowhere to go. No gain on the play for Jamani Jones. In fact, he might have lost a half yard. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, good defensive push on the defensive line there. It's trying to just run a little inside zone, try to get that opening in there, pick up the first down and get some breathing room, and actually got pushed back just a little bit. It's an important 3rd down right here to keep this drive alive.
Aggies have run for 170-plus on the ground in 15 consecutive games, 200-plus in 4 of their previous 5 games. 3rd and a short 2. Pavia will keep it himself, navigates for the first down into Gamecock territory. Kind of an awkward slide there by Pavia, but he gets the first down.
I kind of felt that up here in the hip area there. But see how Diego kind of was just riding that ball carrier all the way into the zone, right into the line of scrimmage. And the whole idea is he's waiting to the very, very last second to see what everyone does. If they look like they're going to just jump on the ball carrier, he'll pull it out and take that himself, which he did.
Pavia zigzags for 7. He's the team's leading rusher this year. Over 700 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Jones is still the running back. Pavia pulls it, throws it downfield out of the reach of Cordell David. Not even close. In coverage there was Fred Perry, the safety.
It's an interesting play call right there. We have 2 guys in the pattern. You usually have multiple guys at multiple levels. In this case, there were 2 wideouts that were very on the opposite ends of the field, running a pattern. Everyone else was in blocking. He's hoping to get someone in man-to-man coverage where he could kind of sneak them across the middle in a little post, and just couldn't get anyone open.
Those are good numbers for Diego Pavia. He was 19 for 28 a week ago. 11 different receivers caught a pass a week ago. Donovan Faupel, the freshman who only had 3 catches all year, has 3 catches in this game. He's been one of his favorite targets today. As Pavia runs on 2nd down, he's upended inside the 45. He gets all the way down to the 42-yard line. He gets 7.
Great yardage right there. When you have a running quarterback, it's very difficult, especially if you don't have a linebacker that stays back and spies him, because this is if everyone's accounted for up front, it's just positive yardage, and it gets you into that second level in a hurry, which he was able to do.
In case you're just joining us, it is up-tempo versus slow tempo. The Aggies, the 3rd slowest offense as far as how long it takes to run a play this year. 31 seconds on average to run a play. Jax State, one of the fastest nationally offensively. Brady in motion behind Pavia. Option pitch. Brady has to make a man miss. Looking for the sideline. Has a pretty good angle at it.
Didn't look like he got it, though. Does it
look
look like it was just short?
Maybe a yard, yeah. He needed 4. I think he only got 3.
I'm surprised he got 3 out of that. It was completely covered the whole time. They were going to run a little option to the right side of your screen as you see it right here. But you see 1, 2, 3 defenders and was able to push him out of bounds before he can get that first down mark.
Yeah, it depends on the spot. They're going to say 4th and 3 coming up. So he went out of bounds, 3 yards shy of the marker. Aggie offense for now stays on the field. Let's see if they go for it. Aggies 1 for 2 on 4th down today. And they let the play clock run out to give more breathing room for Zach Haynes, the punter.
Offense, number 10, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Did you want them to go for it there, Danny?
No, I think so. I think this is the right play, right? The right call was be able to just let the clock run down, take 5 yards. It's not going to really affect your kicking as well, but allows you to work the game clock and keep that in your favor for sure.
So the delay of game on purpose to give Haynes more breathing room. The transfer from SEMO, Southeast Missouri State, FCS, in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Connection there is DC Nate Riley, used to be a position coach at SEMO. Bringing Haynes along this year. Jamari Joyner, the return man. What a punt for Haynes.
Wow.
That might be inside the 1.
That was one great punt and great coverage by the Aggies to know where you are, to bring it out of there, make sure you spot that thing so it doesn't get into the end zone. Great punt right there.
47 yards, perfectly placed. The young man from Potosi, Missouri, using a pitching wedge once again. Jax State football when you come back. Ball is at the 1-yard line for Jacksonville State. What a job by Zach Haynes. Quarterback Zion Webb in the end zone. Running back Ron Wiggins in the end zone as well. Wiggins gets away but has no gain. But he gets out of the end zone. That was the important piece.
That was.
Tackle made by Mekhi Miller.
I thought they had him there for just a second. Not a lot of room of operating room in there to push it out of there.
They will give him 1 yard. Now here's the issue. Just like the Aggie offense, Jax State also runs in shotgun almost exclusively. Webb will not go under center. Fakes it to Wiggins, has to throw from the end zone, launches it downfield, nowhere near his intended receiver. Great coverage again by Andre Selden, the intended receiver, P.J. Wells.
Yeah, P.J. Wells at 6'3". I know what they're thinking. They're in man-to-man coverage here at the bottom of your screen, and I'm just going to go deep and put my guy up there and have a 50-50 ball. I have a 6'3" receiver. Hopefully he can jump up there and get it, but good pressure, but good coverage, too, by the defenders as well.
Andre Selden having a magnificent second year in the program. Out of the end zone is Wiggins, but the Aggie defense does a phenomenal job once again. Maybe he gains a yard, but the Gamecocks will have to punt from their own end zone once again.
Yeah, that's storming defense. They're all over the ball. There's everyone to the ball. Look at how many defenders get there. So you see Booty Paletta from the top here coming in. You see linebackers flying in there. You see everyone coming back to the ball, ensuring that they don't get out of there. Great coverage right there.
Australia native Jack Dawson backs out of the end zone again. He's been there twice now. He gets it away. Brady at the 50 will get a return. Brady running left. Brady tripped up as he somersaults inside the 50 down near the 45. Nonetheless, good field position for the Aggie offense inside Gamecock territory. Trying to extend their 2-touchdown lead.
Back to you guys.
Good stuff. Thank you, Tatiana. Aggies trying to go to 7-1 in CUSA. So is Jax State. Pass complete to Eli Stowers, who rumbles his way down near the 40. They'll mark him at the 43. A gain of 4 for Stowers.
Yeah, just a quick toss outside. Again, trying to get it to Eli, who has shown that he can receive it, run it, do whatever you need to. In this case, we're going to toss it to him and try to get some good positive yards out of there.
Final season for Jax State in their transition from FCS to FBS. Rich Rodriguez has done just a marvelous job there in Jacksonville, Alabama. They're looking for their 9th win this year. The Aggies seeking their 10th. Hand off to Thomas. He gets down to the 40. He picks up 3. 3rd and short coming up.
That's a great job, great audible right there. I see a couple of offensive linemen, Aggies offensive linemen talking to each other. I don't know if there was a little bit of mix-up on who was getting what there. A lot of those calls that are changed at the line of scrimmage, you have to look up and see who's moving where and figure out who's going to be blocking it. And it usually starts with the center and goes out from there that says, I got this guy here, the Mike linebacker, you're taking these other guys, and it goes from there.
Aggies highly effective on a third down, 7 for 10 today. They go to the ground. Thomas, extra effort, and that might be enough for the first down. If he gets stuck initially, he doesn't get it. They're going to move the chains. How about that for a second effort?
You know, that's all determination. That's all on Star Thomas right there. He gets popped. He knows how much he has to get. At 6 foot 225, he runs bigger than that. And you have to really decide if you're going to step in front of him, because he's going to take you on, especially if he knows where he needs to go for a first down. In that case, he did and got a great first down.
Time of possession, all Aggies, well over 27 minutes, only 10:55 with the football for JSU. Aggies are more than doubling up JSU in total yardage as well. They've dominated this football game today, trying to extend their lead. Sandwiched up right away is Star Thomas. Aggies used Jamani Jones a lot early. We saw a heavy dose of Mykylin Young, who was highly effective before fumbling the football late in the first half in Gamecock territory. Thomas needs a breather, so he goes off and Jones re-enters.
So I see that they're going to stuff the box. So they're seeing that we're coming in a very tight formation. They're going to put everyone in the box. They're assuming we're going to run the ball, work the clock, work our lead. And when this happens, it leaves it outside. Now, you got to throw the ball. That could stop the clock, but it leaves it open.
Tight end right now is Trevor Stevens. Pavia slings it for Jones, the running back. Dives across the 35 to the 34, getting 3 yards. 3rd and 7 now for the Aggies with the clock moving. 5 minutes left here in quarter 3.
Again, lots of movement, lots of guys running around there trying to find out if you can open them up a little bit, since they're packing the box and trying to get a lot of guys in there. Says, yeah, you can do a lot of things, but I'm not going to allow you to run the ball up the middle anymore.
The Aggies need the 27. Running back Jones. Stower is lined up at a wide receiver slot to the right. Hand off to Jones. He runs for the first down. A big stiff arm. Aggies inside the red zone. They caught the Gamecocks off guard. Unconventional run on 3rd and 7.
And, you know, look at the hole here. So look at the hole up front there. Look at the offensive line just creating this great big huge hole. You're going to wall off everyone to the left and to the right. And there's just a magnificent big hole in there for Jamani to just pour in there and get some great yardage in.
Jones zooms ahead for 18 yards. Nobody thought the Aggies were going to run the football there.
Yeah, that was pass all day long, right?
Ball plays to the 16-yard line. Jones will stay in the game. Tomas Whitford lined up at wide receiver. Now he's in motion to the right. Pavia throws it for Stowers. Lead blocker is Whitford. Stowers lost the football, but I think he was down already.
I think he was too. He did take a little pop in there, right? He's going to get the ball out there. We've seen this play a lot. The Aggies like this play. Eli's going to take a spell in there as well. He took a little pot. But we like this play because it's going to get the ball out as fast as possible and pick up 2 blocks in there. You see Tomas Whitford in front there picking up a block as well. That's a big guy for you in there. Took a little pop.
He's down to the 4. They probably could check that for targeting. Doesn't look like they will yet. Ball at the 4, 1st and goal. Running back Jamani Jones, who had a rushing score in half 1. Designed run for Pavia. Pavia is leveled right away, right at the goal line.
I think they saw that coming in there. That was Curly Young, I believe, who was tracking him all the while. You'll see him at the linebacker spot come running in right there in the middle of your screen, and just nice form tackle. Great idea by Diego. He just couldn't get past one guy.
3 players down right now for Jacksonville State. You're looking at Jeff Marks right there. 2 others were down. 1 is still down. So the Jacksonville State training staff right now tending to all 3 guys.
Adam, what a remarkable job Coach Beck has done mixing up run and pass and be able to move the ball around and do a lot of things, right? And use the clock, and great job right there.
Aggies on the doorstep. 2nd and goal when you come back to Aggie Memorial. Adam Young, Danny Nee, Tatiana Favela back with you. 2nd and goal for the Aggies from the Gamecock 1. Pavia and shotgun, 2 tight end look. Whitford and Tiavasue. Running back is Star Thomas. Pavia will keep it, trying to back his way into the end zone, then the football popped loose. Jacksonville State trying to say they have it. Pavia also could have been down. Gamecocks trying to say they have the football, and it is. It's Jacksonville State football. The Aggies fumbled at the 1. Thomas wanted the football. Pavia kept it.
The ball carrier was short of the end zone and fumbled, recovered by Jax State.
Well, Pavia might have been in.
I was just going to say, Adam, it looks like he crossed.
Yeah, it seemed like he might have backed his way across the goal line, and then the football came loose. Jacksonville State forces their 2nd turnover, and both have been fumbles. And this call is going to stick. Could be a big change in events. Zion Webb, the quarterback, throws, has a man, and it is caught by Quentin Lane. Big pickup on 1st down from the 1.
There's one guy out there in the pattern, gets the ball to him, and he gets him out of trouble.
24-yard hookup. Tempo again for the Gamecocks. Spinning out of a tackle is Anwar Lewis. So just like that, the Gamecocks approaching midfield.
Here's where the up-tempo is going to help them, right? So now they feel like, oh, the Aggies are reeling just a little bit. Missed a couple tackles in there, and let's just pour it on right here. So now where the Aggies got to be careful, got to play fundamental defense.
Empty backfield for Webb, looking left. He throws left, lobbing it downfield, overthrown. He's been targeting P.J. Wells a lot today. And you feel like that is a for sure touchdown. The Aggies cough up the football, and now they're losing the turnover battle.
Right.
They have 2. Jax State has 0.
Usually bad things happen when you have 2 turnovers, especially when you get down that close to scoring. But here you are at the Aggies. You got to dig your heels in defensively.
Webb will pull it, fakes a pass because no one was open. He had to run with the football, and he's tackled by Gabe Peterson. A gain of maybe 1.5 yards.
Man, Gabe was all over him. He smothered him. He saw that thing the whole time and said, no, this isn't happening, and just put him right down on the carpet.
3rd and 8. Jax State 0 for 5 today on 3rd down. Webb throwing off his back foot. It's intercepted. Miles Rouser, his first pick as an Aggie.
If there was a time to have a pick and a celebration, it's now. It's, you know what, it's slipping away. Are you losing the momentum? Well, here's one way to turn it back around is to get a pick on this. Falling away, great pressure on the quarterback. Just in a great position defensively to just pull that thing down and get a good return on it. Set him up for a great run at it again.
What's that we were saying about the turnover battle, Danny?
Yeah.
Huh? Within 1 now. So the Aggies get it right back. A 27-yard return for Rouser. What a year he has had. Sophomore from Detroit. Pavia back to work. Pavia throws, and it's intercepted. Jeremiah Harris inside the 30. Angles back to his left. He is tackled by Pavia. The 2nd interception this year for Harris, and we're just exchanging turnovers late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think Diego looked that one down. He just stared it just a little bit too long. They were in great position. He let that thing fly, and he just stepped in front of the ball and just picked that. It was the one thing that couldn't happen, right? So you're pressing a little too much, a little too fast. If you see him right there, he's looking the whole time. We've run that same type of pattern where it's just going to be a little post, a little slant in there, and he just stepped in front of it, and Diego, great tackle right there to help set the defense back up.
Well, he saved a touchdown for now. We'll see if the Aggie defense can make a play again. Nowhere to go for Anwar Lewis. It's been a struggle today running the football, Danny, for Jacksonville State.
Haven't been able to do that. I think that defensive line up front has done quite well in shutting down the run. Part of the game plan is don't let them control the line of scrimmage for running the football, and they've done a good job at that.
Only 47 rushing yards for the Gamecocks today, well below their season average. The pitch goes to Lewis. Lewis inside the 5-yard line. He sneaks down to the 4. He only gets 2. Third down coming up.
Man, Gabe Peterson came down the line so fast on that. So he's got the defense, he's got the containment in there. But after the pitch was outside, Gabe Peterson came straight down the line of scrimmage and made a fantastic tackle in there to be able to hold them to nothing.
The Gamecocks will sub, so the Aggies use it as a chance to sub themselves, which will slow down the Gamecock offense.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And that'll send us to the 4th as well. So 3rd and goal from the 4 coming up. We're exchanging turnovers. The Aggies fumbled at the 1. Aggies got a pick. Then Pavia threw a pick. The 4th quarter comes your way next. Penalty flag comes in.
Well, I thought for sure they would come out and spread the Aggies out because the Aggies have done quite well interiorly stopping the ball with that group. And so now it's like, let's spread them out wide and then pick the lanes that we want to get into. And I think that's where they were going.
False start. Offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's on the right guard, Brock Roby in the Aggie crowd making a big impact again. They did that the last home game against Middle Tennessee.
And you can see we had 2 guys in there. You had your right guard and your left tackle that jumped off sides there.
From the 9-yard line. Pass from Webb, overthrown, incomplete. Looking for his big tight end, Sean Brown. We thought going into it when it was 3rd and goal from the 4, this would be 4-down territory, but this changes things because of the penalty. And now the Gamecocks will have to kick a field goal instead of going for it on 4th and goal.
I think you're absolutely right, because when you're down there at the 1 or 2, it's like, yeah, let's go for it. When you get here, it's like, no, let's just get the points. You still have the whole 4th quarter, so that's what they're trying to do here. And remember, they missed the last one.
Missed from 36, made earlier from 33. This one from 27. And it's good for Alan Karajic. So he's 2 for 3 today. But the penalty's so big because instead of being a 1-touchdown game potentially, it's 17-6, so the Gamecocks only get 3 out of it. I know the penalty was big, but the Aggie defense making big plays. And Danny, I go back to Diego Pavia saving a touchdown.
I totally agree, and you said that off camera. It's like, if there was someone that was gonna save, it was gonna be Diego's, determination not to give up, even though he threw a pick and he didn't. And he was able to make a good tackle down there and hold him to 3.
Dare we name a Whataburger play of the game where there was an interception and the quarterback made the tackle? Could that be it? I mean, that might have been a game changer potentially. I know the mistake was part of it, but a lot of quarterbacks would just give up. And Diego Pavia, he's a football player. He did not give up.
Yeah, I think there's one thing we've learned about Diego is that he's very persistent in what he's trying to achieve. And in this case, he's like, I'm not giving up. There's just no die. Now he's going to get back out there. Let's see if he can make it happen again.
Jacksonville State averages 31 points per game. A week ago against La Tech, they scored 56. They've only scored 6 points, and we're in the 4th quarter. This Aggie defense coming in, they were allowing just 16 points per game in the previous 9 games, and that might go down if it ends like this. I mean, you look at the first 3 games of the year, Danny, the defense was struggling. I mean, they had a lot of new pieces, but they were giving up 32 a game in the first 3. Since then, just 16 points per game allowed.
They're very stingy. They've done quite well defensively. Now the offense got to get back out there, forget what happened last time, and execute.
2 running backs. The give is to McKylan Young, who was good in the first half but also had the fumble. Does a good job here of protecting the football. Tackle made by Quay Drake, the middle linebacker. Young picks up 4.
I like it. Coach comes back. Let's play a little power football here. If we can get 4 or 5 yards, what's wrong with 4 yards in a cloud of dust and get the first down? Let's do it and work the clock. So 14 minutes, you got to take a little off the clock and try to get that first down.
Aggies approaching that 170-yard threshold. They've had 170 plus on the ground in 15 straight games. They're at 160 now. Right back to the ground, and Jamani Jones. Jones past the 30, up to the 31 and a half. They'll call it 2. 3rd and short. Using a lot of clock here early on in the 4th.
It's important you get this first down here and continue the drive, right? So the possessions that they've had long sustained drives, it makes it very tough for the other team to be able to get back in this thing. So this 3rd down is very important.
It's been a really good day on 3rd down. 9 for 12 for the Aggie offense. 0 for 7 for the Gamecock offense. That's Hudson in motion. Pavia looking that way, throws it, reeled in by Hudson. He was in motion. Gamecocks couldn't find him. And Trent Hudson with his team best 4th catch of the day.
Yeah, and if you look at Diego right here, he had to find the handle on the football as he's rolling out there. He finally finds a handle, gets Trent Hudson open there and just dumps it out to him for that first down.
A little bit of a chilly day, upper 50s now as we approach 4:30 here at Aggie Memorial. Very nice crowd on hand, by the way, for a late November matchup here in the regular season finale. First ever matchup between the Aggies and the Gamecocks. 2 first-year Conference USA programs having a great first year. This is Jamani Jones once again. Jones up to the 41. He gets 3.
Great blocking by that line up front there. He gets 3. Those are tough 3 yards right there. You have linebackers that are filling quickly, but that offensive line was pushing that defensive line back 3 yards, and those are the 3 yards that he got right there. Great feel by a linebacker to hold him just to 3, but keep the clock going. Good 3 down.
Aggies just brought in Jordan Parker at wide receiver. Parker has been a big play guy all year, 44 yards per catch. He only has 5 catches this year, but it's been big play after big play for Parker. Let's see if the Aggies take a shot here. Pavia looking near side, looking for Parker. Almost had a one-handed grab. Well, you felt like it was coming when Parker entered. Coverage from Marco Baker.
Great coverage right there. And a great pattern is just going to dump the ball in there. You get one-on-one. It's a 50-50 ball. Let's pull it up there. But you're going to make sure you can miss if you're going to miss wide or deep. Diego throws it up high, leads him out there. Looks like he had him too. Looks like he had a step on him.
3rd and 7 from the Aggie 41. Mykylan Young, the running back. The Aggies ran for a first down on 3rd and 7 unconventionally earlier. Pavia stays on his feet. He almost slipped. And he had Chris Bellamy. He would have had him for a first down past midfield. Instead, the Aggies will have to punt.
He's throwing on the run, right? So you're running to the left, which is a very tough pass to get out there. He was wide open. He could have got him, but he just couldn't square his shoulders and get that pass off. You'll see it here. Almost get tackled. Keep the play alive. How many times have we seen that? Almost fall down. It's tough that you got to square your shoulders and try to get that ball out there, and just barely missed him.
Coverage from Jeremiah Harris and Marco Baker once again. Zach Haynes has had a good day again. He pinned the Gamecocks inside the 5 down to the 1 earlier. This one is a high punt and not a great one. It was off the side of his foot, and Jacksonville State will catch a break and get pretty good field position with 11:55 left here in the 4th quarter. Gamecocks just kind of hanging around. They're within 11. They haven't scored a touchdown yet today. Their offense has a big possession coming up. 6. It's been a tough day running the football for the Gamecocks, and they have nowhere to go again. I mean, this Aggie D-line has been just absolutely spectacular. Gabriel Iniguez, Sonny Alpiu, the linebacker, all right there.
Yeah, there's a tough one in there. I think they've really stood their ground, and they're still going to go tempo.
No gain. Snap back to Zion Webb. Throws. Caught. Big day for Perry Carter. He's up to the 40. That is his team best 4th catch. He's approaching 100 yards receiving.
they get time back in there and we're in a zone, they'll find the spot. He'll find a sit down in that zone and get a great pass. But you got to put pressure on that quarterback, otherwise he will find those receivers.
14-yard connection. Webb will throw again, diving catch. That's made by Michael Petway, only his 13th catch this year, transfer from Wazoo. Tempo again for Jax State. Previous play went for 6. They will run the football, and that's a first down on the back of Anwar Lewis.
I think they found the combination on this drive. It's going to be pass the ball, run the ball, spread them out as much as possible.
Fresh set of downs, pressure from Peterson. Reeled in by Carter. Carter at the 35-yard line. We haven't seen the Aggie defense break down much. There's been a couple breakdowns, though, in this possession.
Yeah, they've certainly been a bend, don't break, but when they sit in zone, they're going to find the areas in those zones.
Webb back to the air. Almost tipped by Sone Alpiu, but caught by Petway. First and goal for the Gamecocks. Alpiu almost got his hand on it.
Yeah, almost knocked that thing down, but it was still not enough. That he threw that with such trajectory, so speed that it just went right through the hands there and was still able to find his receiver.
Empty backfield right now. Lewis, the running back, at wide receiver. Previous play went for 28. Webb navigating himself, and he is pushed back by Keyshawn Elliott. Alpiu was also in on it. Now, Webb this year is the second leading rusher for the Gamecocks. He has 32 career rushing touchdowns. Second and goal from the 6. Can the Aggies hold the Gamecocks to another field goal? Webb looking to throw. Flag comes in. Pass is caught, but I think it was out of bounds. It was. Caught by Carter, and we'll check on the flag.
Those are penalties that will kill that offense, right? So every time you start rolling and you start making good progress, you get down to the end there to finish, and you end up in it looks like potentially holding, but we'll find out in a minute. But, yeah, that hurts the momentum. Good for the Aggies, though, right?
Remember earlier it was the false start penalty that pushed him back inside the red zone.
Foul, blocking below the waist. Offense, number 25, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains second down.
Yeah, those are tough ones, too. The 15-yarders really hurt you here.
Yeah, they would have taken a hold instead of this.
Yeah.
That's Anwar Lewis, the running back. 8th penalty on Jax State. All the way back to the 21. Holy cow. Second and goal from the 21. Webb throws it. Caught by Malik Jackson. Zips down to the 15, gain of 6.
Yeah, great call, right? When you get a blitzing defense or a defense that's being super aggressive, you let them through there and you dump the ball over top their little screen action, get some good positive yardage back and see what they can do.
Third down, goal to go from the 15. Webb will throw for the end zone, and it's intercepted. And that will be the easiest pick Dylan Early will ever have.
I don't know, I'm not sure where he was going with it. I don't know if that just got away from him a little bit or the receiver was there, was in the end zone. They had good coverage on him, but it was over top. And when he went over top, you can take a look at it here. He pumps one way, and he just throws the ball, and it maybe just got away from him. Great pick right there.
The second Aggies second half interception. First it was Rouser, now it's Early. 8:50 left here in the fourth.
For their second straight bowl game. Because of the extra regular season game, the conference title game, and the bowl game, the Aggies will play a 15-game season in 2023, which is something the program has never done. Back to you guys.
Appreciate it, Tatiana. What is this, Danny? An NFL kind of schedule this year?
It was a long season. When I was talking to Coach Beck, we talked about how long the season is, and he's like, in July it starts, and they're starting to get everything together, and here they are still playing. It makes for a very long season. And so I asked about injuries. It's like, well, long season, what about injuries? It's like, well, as much as everyone else.
Loss of 1 on the first down play, so it's second down and 11. Monte Watkins, the running back. They hand it off to Watkins. Broke a tackle. Gets up near the 25 to the 23. Gain of 4. 3rd and 7. You want to use some clock here. It's still a 2-possession game, and you've been pretty effective on 3rd down all day.
Yeah, you certainly want to use clock. So it's a little conservative. Everyone looks and says, well, you can throw the ball, you can keep the ball, you can do a lot of things. It's true, but we've had a lot of turnovers that really turns the tide of a game quickly. So you want to stay just a little conservative by burning that clock down.
Line to gain is the 30. Watch out for Donovan Faupel, slot left. He's been a favorite target of Pavia today, especially in half one. Pavia throws it right, and it's intercepted again. This time, Gimir Latimer, the freshman from Fairburn, Georgia, his first interception of the year. So 13 different Jacksonville State players have a pick this year.
Just sitting back there, they've had a lot of interceptions, and part of it is that they know that you're in a spread formation, you're going to throw the ball, and so he does, and he throws it in there, and everyone is playing very tight coverage, and he just steps in front of there and picks that.
We just haven't seen this all year from Diego Pavia. He only had 6 interceptions in the first 12 games coming in, so new life again for the Gamecocks. Webb is coming off an interception of his own. He throws, and it's broken up. Andre Selden, magnificent once again in coverage.
Andre Selden, we don't call his name a lot because a lot of coaching, a lot of teams have stayed away from him because he is so tough. That was great coverage right there, and here they go with their tempo.
Webb pumps, throws, caught. Tight end Sean Brown. He's going to be short of a first down, though. Gets down near the 15. Looks like a gain of 7. 3rd and short. Hand off to Jackson. And Jackson gets enough for a first down. Needed 3, he gets 4.
Well, it's a big change to this game, right? You go one way, pick, one way, a pick. Here we go here. They have the momentum. They're going to go up-tempo.
That was the first 3rd down conversion all day for the Gamecocks. And sprinting in is Jackson. His 7th rushing touchdown this year. Gamecocks within a 1-possession game now.
Changes the game complexion just a bit there. You see just a tempo, spread the defense out, run it up front there, and now they're going to go for 2.
They'll try to make it a 3-point game. This is big. Jackson, the running back, lined up at wide receiver. Webb will run, and he's in for 2. 3-point ball game, 17-14. The Aggies leave the door open. Jacksonville State enters with 6:23 left. Rushing touchdown Jackson. 2-point conversion for Webb. Whole new ball game here at Aggie Memorial. The one they haven't is turnovers. Aggies have committed 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions for Pavia, 2 fumbles, including 1 at the 1-yard line for the Aggie offense. So now they will get the football back, and they only lead by 3, and this game has completely changed, Danny.
It has flipped around, hasn't it? At a 3-point lead, you have to use the clock, but you also have to move the ball down there and get some insurance up on the board, some extra points. So you got to move the ball. From an offensive perspective, from a quarterback perspective, confidence in your quarterback and your ability is important. And quarterbacks are great for being able to forget about the last play, like a pitcher. Forget about the last pitch. Forget the last one. Now it's all about now. Let's see if Diego can do that.
Yeah, you hope Diego won't second-guess himself. 2 tough interceptions here in this half for Pavia after a very good first half. This time he's going to run. Pavia breaks the tackle, gets a couple extra yards. Good first down carry for the quarterback from Albuquerque.
That's tough in there, and he's determination. You can see his determination in this run. You'll see it right here, right up the middle. Takes a first pop right there, but they didn't bring him down. Look at him push for those extra yardage in there and taking care of the football, both hands over there. I think he's fired up. I think he's ready to go.
Pavia collects 8, under 6 left. Aggies still lead. But Jacksonville State hasn't gone away. Pistol back is Thomas. Fullback is Tiavasue. Thomas will follow the fullback, trying to bounce it to the edge and couldn't do so. Flag comes in near the 40 in the secondary area. It's been a pretty highly penalized game. The Aggies have committed 5, 8 on Jax State.
Holding, offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Remains second down.
That's our wide receiver, Trent Hudson.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there, too, because that's a big penalty. You know, when you start getting some positive yards in there and you take 10 yards back, that makes it really hard. You still have to play with a little swagger. Now it makes it very hard at second down and long, and you don't have to get them all back in one, but you have to get at least, you know, a good half of this back.
This offense hasn't had the same pop to it as it did early on in the game. 14 first quarter points, only 3 points since for the Aggie offense. They haven't scored yet in half 2. And now the officials discussing something after the ball was put down to the turf. If the Aggies do hang on, I'm going to be interested to see what Jerry Kill says post-game, because he always talks about turnovers, and if you commit 4, you usually don't win the football game.
Yeah, I think he has good sayings that go along the lines of don't make this a complicated game. Just don't turn the ball over, take care of the football, and you'll be just fine.
The previous penalty would have been enforced from the previous spot, and the ball would be marked at the 23-yard line. Remains second down.
Jerry Kill looking for his 175th career win. He has the 10th most among active FBS head coaches. Right in front of him is Rich Rodriguez, the head coach for Jax State. He has 180 career. He's tied for 8th among active FBS head coaches. Line to gain is the 35. Pavia dumps it off. Thomas trying to cut it back. Good jump hop by Thomas up near the 35, and he got the first down. What a jump cut.
That was a great jump cut to get the positive yards in there, and I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to pull it down. So we talked about aggressive defenses, and what you do is you dump the ball behind it. That's exactly what we did there. Little screen play to start, and you just saw that little hop right there that Adam talked about that looks like it got that first down.
Player down for Jax State. That is defensive tackle Jackson Luttrell, who's been injured a couple of times today. 5th-year man out of Rainbow City, Alabama.
Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes and 41 seconds. 4-4-1.
Danny, this place is special, and it's getting loud in here.
Yeah, you know, it's the last few games that we've called, we've been able to see and hear that the crowd is really getting into it. You can hear them now. They understand how important that first down was.
Really good crowd. Chilly day, upper 50s. Not many students because of Thanksgiving break. Final home game, trying to finish the regular season with 5 straight home wins after losing the home opener against UMass. Aggies have not trailed. Trying to head to the Conference USA Championship game on a high note. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville State, still an outside chance they can go to a bowl game. If there's not enough eligible 6-win teams, and going into today, there were only 69 teams eligible, 13 more needed to get to 82. So they got a chance to go to a bowl game. Pistol back is Thomas. Thomas is wrestled down by Curly Young Jr. Aggie fans of Thomas looking for a penalty on the tackle, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone was looking around to see what was going on with that last play and why it took so long. And I think what happened is I think Diego was back there, and he actually, yeah, that's a little tough, isn't it? But he was actually watching the play clock go down to.
Jax State has called their first time out of the half. Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
He waited to 3 seconds left on the game clock before he called for the snap on that. Adam. So I think he was trying to bleed it down as far as we can and just let it tick, tick, tick away.
So an early timeout used by Rich Rodriguez. He has 2 left. Jared Kill with 3 left. The Aggies coming off one of the best regular season wins in program history. And by the way, Auburn leads Alabama late in the 4th quarter in the Iron Bowl. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. How does that work like that, right?
Unreal. Liberty hammering UTEP right now in El Paso. And here at Aggie Memorial, the Aggies trying to finish off their 10th win of the year. Under 4 left to play. Designed to run here for Pavia. Gets past the 40 up to the 41. Pick up a 4. 3rd and 4 coming up. Timeout again for Jax State.
Jax State has called their second time out of the half.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
I think Coach Rodriguez sees what the Aggies are going to do in their strategy. And their strategy is run the ball, hold on, take all your time off the clock, run the next play, and he's not going to let them do that. In this case, he's going to keep the ball in Pavia's hands up the middle there and just get as many positive yards as possible and just bleed that clock down.
Keep in mind, too, because of how fast the Gamecocks play, they can score really quick in the blink of an eye.
They can. The last series went quite well. Now, it helped that you get 30 yards at a pop at a couple big pass plays. Still, they can score in a hurry. I don't think that's their concern. Their concern is if they hold this ball on a long, sustained drive like a 4-minute type offense, you could end up keeping the ball the whole 4 minutes and then getting some points or not. Doesn't matter. You're out of time.
Aggies need to get just past the 45, really the 45.5-yard line. 10 for 15 on 3rd down. Trent Hudson in motion. Running back is Jones. Pavia smothered, and he has to go down. Jacksonville State's going to get the football back. The Aggies will have to punt with under 4 left, ahead by only 3.
So we run that same type of play where you're gonna have Diego motion out of the pocket and running to the right.
Called their last time out of the game.
Looking for the little
30 seconds.
flat pass in there, but in this case, as soon as he started moving to his right, they're bringing a blitz and saying, "No, we've seen this play before. You're not going to get away with it."
So now you're pretty much asking the defense to go win the football game, and that's been the case a little bit this year, and they've been able to do so. But first, it's Zach Haynes on to punt. Back deep for the Gamecocks is Jamari Joyner. Haynes gets the punt away. And this takes a Jacksonville State bounce before it's picked up by Reggie Ackles. So the Gamecocks will have it near the 40. Down only 3 with 3:40 left to go, and they have not led so far today. Just a 27-yard punt for Haynes.
But we're going to call on that defense again. Coach Dreiling and his team really have to stand up there and see what they can dial in, trying to keep pressure on the quarterback, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get out there. Don't let him sit comfortable to find those deep balls in there.
Just the way Isaiah Reed wants it. Big number 98 on the Aggie D-line. The Aggie defense has forced 2 turnovers, a couple of interceptions for Webb. Webb's pass, a diving catch for Perry Carter. He's above 100 today, his 6th catch of the day.
I think they found something in that middle there, and when you end up in a zone, they just gets in that little crease of a zone.
That pass deflected, intended for P.J. Wells. It was batted down there in the line.
Lots of pressure up front there by the Aggie D-line. I think we've seen that Aggie D-line stand up when called upon. This is a time they're going to be called upon. You got to put pressure on there and don't let them out of the pocket.
Webb, quick pass, caught by Petway at the 40. Push backwards, they'll mark him at the 40, so he picks up 5 yards. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Those quick slant passes are tough to defend, and those are open if you're going to go for them.
3rd and 5 from the 40. Webb will launch, and he overthrows Carter. Makai Miller in coverage. Jacksonville State is not in field goal range. They're nowhere near it. They're at the 40. They're going to have to go for it, it looks like, on 4th and 5.
This is a tough one. Could be ball game right here. Now they only need 4 yards, 5 yards, so it's not like they have to go for it all. They just got to get that first down.
Gamecocks 8 for 20 on 4th down this year. They have not attempted a 4th down today. Webb will run. He's met by Buda Paletti trying to push for the first down. He's still pushing. And that is going to be enough for a first down for the Gamecocks. They push the pile inside the yardage needed.
Wow, that's all I can say right there. So it's a keeper, right? So nothing in there. The open middle, he keeps the ball in there. We have him stop, but the whole pile just pushes forward enough to get that first down.
Danny, the Aggies had him stopped.
They had him stopped.
2 or 3 yards shy.
Yeah.
And it was Keyshawn Elliott coming in. I think he kind of whiffed on it. He would have been the man to maybe push him back.
There's an injury timeout on the field. The result of the play was a first down, Jax State. Please reset the game clock, 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
Buda Paletti just didn't have enough help.
He didn't, and it just gets into be a big rugby pushing match at that time, right? So that's what this college and NFL has turned into. It's like, well, you can get it a big scrum and just push the scrum as far as you can. In that case, they push the scrum for another 3 yards for that first down.
Player down for Jacksonville State, 2:49 left.
So you see right there, he gets up in the middle there, have him stop, but there's a whole offensive line in there just pushing him, and it just now gets into a big pushing match, and they had a little more push than we did.
So the Gamecocks will have the football at the 34. And now they're moving closer inside field goal range if a 4th down comes up again for Alan Karaja.
You know, they called on the Aggie defense to step up many a times. Now's the time to do it. This is close right here. You got 2:49 on the clock. This is the hardest part for the defense, Anna, because you don't want to give up a big score and bleed the clock down to nothing, but you don't want to give them anything either. So you're at a hard point right here.
And it's going to be interesting, too, to see what Jacksonville State does offensively, because normally running the football is their forte. That's not been the case today. The injured player was the center, Traylon Brown. So now Brock Roby, normally the right guard, will shift over and snap the football. Empty backfield for Zion Webb in his 7th year in the Gamecock program. A lot of time to throw, and he overthrows Wells. Keontae Glinton was there in coverage. Vincent came over as well.
Defensive line, great pressure up front, so the best pass coverage, I contend, is a good defensive line push up there. Had a great push in there, and nothing doing downfield, so he threw the ball away.
Webb has thrown the football 28 times today. That is way more than usual. Normally it's a ground and pound offense for the Gamecocks. Webb's pass complete to Perry Carter. He is shy of a first down, though, by a couple of yards.
Let's get good yardage on that pass, though. They give him too much in there.
Gain of 7, 3rd and 3. But they are inside field goal range. Hand off to Jackson. Jackson broke a couple of tackles, and he rumbles his way inside the 10-yard line.
Aggies have been such great sure tacklers in the last few games. In this case, we've missed a couple tackles where he's just pushed that thing all the way down there, and now they're threatening.
They'll mark him down at the 11. His knee touched at the 11, gain of 16. And now you're just hoping you can hold them to a field goal attempt if you're the Aggie defense. Webb will give it for Jackson. He is tripped at the line, and he crawls his way inside the 10 to the 9.5-yard line.
And the clock is ticking. So now you're at a point where what are you going to do with your timeouts? Where are they on the field? All of that comes into play.
This feels like the Middle Tennessee game, the previous home game, all over again, where the Aggie defense stood tall at the end and won the football game 13-7. This game's been similar. Webb, he's going to run. Now he throws. It is caught by Jackson, but a flag is down. Was he past the line of scrimmage? And a flag is down inside the 10. He threw the football very late, Danny. Initially, he was running with it, then he threw it at the very last second.
Illegal forward pass. Offense, number 10. The penalty is 5 yards from the spot of the foul and a loss of down. 3rd down.
The loss of down is big.
That's huge right there. I wasn't sure where they were going with it, but I thought maybe that was just some illegal roughing or something in there. But yeah, he was right there, being able to make the call.
The loss of down is huge. Third and 12, under a minute left. Webb, a low throw, caught by Jackson, but he doesn't get enough for a first down, not even close. So now it's decision time for Rich Rod. And of course, you're going to kick a field goal. But even if he makes it, the Aggies still have 3 timeouts left.
First time out of the half, 30 seconds.
Now they have 2. Jerry Kill uses a timeout.
Yep. Okay, so first of all,
reset the game clock to 46 seconds. 4-6.
So the first thing is they have to make the kick, right? So you need the good snap hold kick. After that, you do have some time left. You have 2 timeouts. So you have to go a long way down the field in that order.
Alan Karadzic has made from 33 and 27. He missed from 36. A 27-yard try, straight up the middle. And the kick is true. So we are tied at 17, but the Aggies have time left. 43 seconds. 2 timeouts left. They have a good kicker in their own right who has a big leg, Ethan Albertson. I'd say his range, Danny, is probably in the low 50s. He probably could boot it 53, 54. Now, the kicker is, no pun intended, he would be kicking into the wind.
Yep. Hey, how important was that 2-point conversion now, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. That was big, and then the missed field goal earlier obviously is big too. On a day where Jerry Kill's squad has committed 4 turnovers, they have a chance with a little bit of time left to win this one in regulation, or we go to overtime. These two teams have been so similar all year. Both are 6-1 in Conference USA. The Aggies 9-3 because of the extra game. The Gamecocks 8-3. Aggies beat Auburn. JSU almost upset South Carolina 2 weeks ago. Let's see if the Aggies get a return from Karadzic. They will not. He boots it through the end zone. The ball is out to the 25. So what are you looking for here offensively to get Albertson where he needs to be?
Well, I think you need some big chunk plays here, right? So I think you're going to come out here, you're going to spread it out in a spread formation and try to find something with some big chunks where you can get out of bounds if you need to. But what's going to happen is when you spread them out, they're going to bring everyone on Diego, and they've been able to get to Diego before he gets the ball off this half. So he's going to have to throw it quickly.
Career long is 50, season long 47 for that young man out of San Diego. One of the best kickers in school history, his final home game today. Pavia, good run on first down, up to the 35-yard line. That's a good start. Clock will stop with 37 seconds left. 2 timeouts left. Now the clock will move as the chains reset. Pavia throwing downfield. He has Hudson down the near sideline, inside the 30 for Trent Hudson.
Adam, I'm not sure what they did. They lost track of Hudson running down the sidelines, and as soon as Diego got the ball, I think he saw him straight away and just got the ball out immediately to him there. You still have time to push the ball in there. Now you got to be careful to take care of the ball, right?
And a player for Jacksonville State just collapsed to get a timeout, an injury timeout. And that's why you hear the boo birds. Quay Drake just went down. Well,
so here's a play right here.
We get a replay of it.
Adam, he had it right away. He called for the ball. You can see him look at his eyes. He sees him wide open right there, right down the sidelines. Man, if he wouldn't have stumbled there, he's got enough speed. He might have just got that all the way to the end zone.
37-yard reception for Hudson. You heard the boo birds because Drake just went down at the end of the play when nobody was around him.
Now he's had a big game, so he's had many tackles. I can't remember what the total is before this series. He was up to like, I don't know, 10 tackles or something.
So now you're in field goal range, and now you have to figure out how you're going to navigate this. If you're just going to run the football, or do you take a couple of shots? We'll see.
Yeah, I think Drake's up to 11 tackles. So he's been very busy. There's no doubt about it. But yes, how do you do that? How do you get a little closer without throwing another pick? You got to be mindful of that just a little bit as well.
No tight ends, 4 wide receivers. Running back Thomas to the right of Pavia. Pavia will keep it. And Diego runs up to the 25-yard line.
New Mexico State has called their second time out of the half. 30 seconds.
Ethan Albertson made a 27-yard field goal. Sent it right down the middle to send us to halftime to make it 17-3 Aggies. Albertson has made 5 straight and 7 of his previous 8, going back a couple of weeks.
21 seconds. So now do you just play for a spot on the field? Or are you going to try to get some more positive yards to get a little insurance in there of getting a little bit closer?
And you have to wonder, too, if Jerry Kill's game plan is adjusted a little bit because the Aggies have been turnover prone in half 2.
Yep, no doubt about it.
This is a Jacksonville State defense that forces a lot of turnovers. Tony Sanchez, the former head coach of UNLV, talking with Jerry Kill. They're talking strategy. Jacksonville State can't stop the clock. They don't have any timeouts left, and Pavia will just try to get to the center of the field. So the Aggies are going to play this very carefully. And they're going to bring out Albertson to attempt a game winner. So the Aggies will use a timeout.
New Mexico State has called their final timeout of the game. 30 seconds.
And now a special moment for the young man out of San Diego, a redshirt senior, Danny, here on Senior Day.
How apropos that he's a senior on Senior Day, where you're going to, on your last game of the season.
Albertson, during his career, 45 for 56, one of the most efficient kickers in program history. The long snapper will be Charlie Eberle. Charlie's brother George, the backup punter, is the holder. 17-17 with 3 seconds left. Rich Rodriguez cannot ice Ethan Albertson. From 42 yards away and the win on Senior Day. Good hold, good kick. The Aggies win it. Ethan Albertson knocks it through on Senior Day.
Oh, Adam, I can't believe the way the season has gone, the build-up for this game comes down to the last-second field goal. Are you kidding me?
A second look at the kick by Albertson. It was almost blocked by Jacksonville State.
Yeah, they're coming for sure. And so with the kick, you got to have the snap, hold, and kick all be perfect with all the pressure coming. Everyone's coming. Let's see, Coach, what do you think? Is that a smile? I thought I saw a smile there for a second.
A little bit of a crack.
A little bit of a crack.
The 8th straight win after a 2-3 start. The 10th overall win, and the Aggies will head to the Conference USA Championship game on an 8-game win streak.
Adam, I'm not sure this is the way Coach drew it up in his game planning scenarios, all the coaches, but sometimes it doesn't matter how, it's just how many do you have on the board at the end of the game. And by the look of him, you know that was us. We have it.
Jacksonville State made it a football game. The Aggies had chances, Danny, to pull away. They just couldn't do so. And Jacksonville State kept on hanging around, and so much credit goes to the Aggie defense today. They would bend a little bit, right, but they would not break.
Yeah, they've done a great job. They've been called upon again and again to really stand up and help the offense out, and they really are able to do that by having some great stops.
All right, time now for the Whataburger plays of the game, and this was a game-winning drive with under 50 seconds left. The 37-yard catch by Hudson, that set up the field goal, Danny.
Yeah, and you can see it right here. Diego sees them all along. Everyone's lost track of him. Sees Trent down the sidelines. Great throw, great catch. Get out of bounds, secure the football.
And the game winner for Albertson on Senior Day, apropos, and the Aggies get their 10th win. Danny, can you recall an Aggie football game where they committed 4 turnovers and still won the game?
No, I don't, and it's going to be interesting to hear what Coach Kill have to say, because he's been about turnovers. When you turn the ball over, you lose football games. That's just the way it is, and it's true. In this case, we've turned the ball over 4 times, had some ungodly penalties, and still able to squeak it out. Wow, wouldn't think it.
42-yard field goal for that man, Ethan Albertson, as time expires, and the Aggies win it 20-17. They're going to play in the Conference USA Championship game next Friday at Liberty. Danny, the dream season continues, and there's Ethan's family, and boy, are they beaming with pride.